All right, this next one. 10 times the Loch Ness Monster was spotted.
And it wasn't a stick.
So, like,
Maybe.
that title just tells me it's only been spotted 10 times?
That's what I'm telling you. I mean,
the 10 times?
It had to be old-timey stuff, and then somebody got eaten.
Like and subscribe right
By
now.
Like and subscribe!
Spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Whereas gods and
Joke's
ghosts
on
are
you, I'm a
purely
pest
spiritual,
control guy.
lake monsters are another
Just
matter.
kill it.
A subject which offers itself to scientific examination.
What if it was just
Modern
like a
technology
giant
makes it possible
manatee
to
or
penetrate
something
even
ended
the
up
deepest
getting in
waters
the water?
in search of proof of the existence
Or
of
like
these
I think it could be anything,
which
really.
have fired the
It could be a piece of wood.
imagination of locals
That
and
could be a piece
visitors
of wood.
alike. Do they really exist?
See, look,
or
there's
are
the
they
giant
only
creepy
a product
manatee.
Of fantasy? Well, one monster, for sure, lives in the Loch Ness Lake in Scotland.
In the
Nessie,
castle.
dubbed as the Loch Ness Monster, can be found in the deepest parts of the lake. Let's take a look at 10
what if
times
it was
the
a
monster
whale?
was spotted in real life.
Like
But
a-
before we get
a
into
wheel that
that,
got
like
his
and
tail cut
subscribe
off.
this video,
Hey,
or
make
sure
the
the back-
spider will
subscribe, get
crawl
back
on your
in.
face when you're sleeping.
Again?
Again?
2 spiders. Count them.
There were
2
16 sightings of the
spiders.
Loch's
That's
mythical
kinda
monster
cool.
in 2016, which was the highest number of annual
Ooh,
sightings
wow.
in 36
See?
years.
Look at that.
The most
That's
recent
pretty
sighting
good.
comes from Ian
That's
O.
not.
Fatahagen
It
from
was
County
him.
Donegal, Republic
He
of
was-
Ireland,
That's his
an
Tinder profile
experienced
pic.
Nessie hunter.
He was in the
Mr.
water.
O'Fadigan believes he saw
Oh,
a 20 to
Fadigan.
25
Come
foot
on,
Nessie
man.
popping 3 feet out of the water as it swam in Loch Ness.
That's pretty
The
good.
hunter said it was his 4th sighting of the monster in the year.
That's like
Earlier
too
that
good.
year, scientists
looks
from
like a
New
rock
Zealand
with a
extracted
giant stick
DNA
on it.
That looks
samples
too
from across
good.
Loch Ness
I don't know.
and found no dinosaur DNA. The mythical
Dino.
monster had been rumored to be a
Dino.
plesiosaur, a dinosaur which lived up until the end of the dinosaurs' time on Earth 66 million years ago. Number 9.
we know of.
State-of-the-art sonar equipment, a yellow
bunch of
submarine,
hearts.
and even a white witch have all been used to try to discover the elusive Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, wait,
If you
wait.
think that's not
I don't
real,
know what
then
that
you have to
means.
think again. As it's
You go to
not
a witch
that
and you're
hard
like,
to track
find
down
me the
Nessie.
Loch Ness Monster
Bring it up to
now.
smartphone. Mysterious images taken from
Ooh.
space are making waves with Nessie
could
fans
be
as they
anything,
appear to show
I
a
guess.
creature
like
swimming
a
in
shark.
the world's most famous loch.
Like a lemon
Pictures
shark.
were
Oh,
captured
wow.
separately by 2 amateur
That's
hunters,
kind of cool.
Peter Thane and Andy
That one's
Dixon,
creepy.
as they used an iPhone satellite map app. It had been feared that the 1,500-year-old
NASA
legend was
can't even
over
tell
after
us if the
18
Earth
months
is
without a
round or
recognized
flat,
sighting,
but these
now
guys can find
enthusiasts' hopes
fucking
have been raised
monster.
again.
That's like
on
a
an
television
iPhone.
round.
I know the Earth
Number
is...
9
A
again.
YouTuber named
just had 9.
OdenZ2 in Norway stopped on a highway when he says something
In the
disturbing
SpongeBob.
and really creepy was going on in the lake near the bridge. Taking advantage of the opportunity, he quickly took out his camera and started recording. If you look carefully, you can see that something huge and shining is emerging from the
Huge.
inside. It can be assumed that some huge sea creature was seen being surfaced there, or
Ew.
it could
Could
be a
have been.
huge pile of
Yeah.
garbage. Can't be sure.
Equally or
People in
possible.
Norway believe that it was Selma, which is
Ew,
basically
why are
the
they
showing
Egypt
a
version
pregnant
of the Loch Ness
one?
Monster.
Normally I skip
This
this
thing
part
looks
of
as
the video.
huge and weird as a monster. If there's some fishing expert watching this, please let us know what it could be.
I don't know.
Where's
man.
the
That kinda
River
looks-
Monsters guy? He
That's
will
firmly
catch it.
in the realm of myth, but stories about a monster in Lake Brosno abound, essentially making Brosnia Russia's equivalent of the Loch Ness
Brosnia.
Monster. In
Yeah, but we don't
2002,
care about
a
that. We care
Russian
about
UFO
Scotland's
group
right now.
organized an
Yeah, that's
what we're
expedition
looking
to
into.
take sonar readings of the lake.
That woman
reporting
was
a
wearing
huge
booties.
jelly-like mass lying just above the lake bed. Since this was Russia, they immediately attached an explosive device at it, prompting it to start rapidly
Sounds a
rising to
little
the surface.
racist.
Fortunately, when the
Tell
team
me
looked into
now.
the water, there
Tell
was nothing
me.
resembling a monster. Some
You
Soviet
blew it
skeptics
up.
have suggested scientific scenarios supposedly solving the serpent sightings. For example, it's possible that hydrogen sulfide occasionally builds up at the bottom of the lake and rushes to the surface, creating an eruption
I
of
don't
bubbles
know.
that might be mistaken for an underwater creature.
Then how would that
Alternatively,
picture
a
be shown?
volcanic fracture
How
at
would
the
we
bottom
have
of
a
the lake
like a
might
knowledge of
eject
what it might
similar
look like
gases.
if it's just some bubbles?
Number 6.
Yeah, that
Surgeon's
doesn't make
photograph.
sense.
Oh, come on.
One
This
of the
is a
most
hoax.
iconic images of Nessie is known as the surgeon's photograph, which many consider to be good evidence
What if
of
it
the
wasn't
monster.
actually a toy?
Although
He
doubts
was
about
lying
the
and it was
photograph's
somebody
authenticity were
breaststroking,
expressed from the
and they
beginning.
ended up like
The
swans.
image was revealed as a hoax
posed,
in the 1990s.
like that's their
A
ribs and that's
photographer,
their
a
hand coming up.
gynecologist named Robert Kenneth
You
Wilson,
know what I mean?
never claimed it to be a picture of
maybe.
the monster.
Look at
he
his
merely
mustache.
claimed
One
to have
side was cut off
photographed
wrong.
something in the water. The photo is often cropped to make the monster seem huge, while the original uncropped shot shows the other end of the loch and the monster in the center. Just a year before the hoax was revealed, the makers of Discovery Communications
So can we count this as a
Loch Ness
sighting if it was a hoax?
did an analysis of the uncropped image.
I would say no.
I would
white
say that's
object
clickbait.
evident in every version of the photo, implying that it was on the negative. It seems to be the source of the ripples
So it
in
was
the
a
water,
photo, but it
almost
was a
as
fake
if the
of it.
object was being towed by something.
The guy admitted it's a fake, but we're going to put it on this
cannot
list of
rule out
spot
that it was
sightings
just a
anyway.
blemish on the negative.
I don't know. I don't like that.
See,
Additionally,
they
the
couldn't
analysis of the
rule
full
it out,
photograph revealed the object to be quite small, only about 2 to 3 feet long.
Could have been a baby.
Number 5, dead Loch Ness Monster. In 1972, newspapers around the world reported that the dead body of the Loch Ness Monster had been found. A team of scientists from
When
a
did I
Yorkshire
not hear
zoo
about
had been
this?
on a research expedition when they
That man
came
shorts
across the
with
tragic
shorts.
find. However, it turned out to be an elaborate prank pulled off by one of
Oh
their
my
colleagues.
goodness, then it's
which
not a
gained lot more
sighting.
attention than he had
It was
initially
even
claimed.
worse because of it was a
large bull elephant
scientist.
seal had died at the zoo some weeks earlier. The zookeeper had seen the opportunity for a prank, shaved the seal's whiskers, and patted its mouth to make it look more Nessie-like. The animal was then frozen and taken up to Loch Ness Lake, thrown into the loch for his colleagues to find. The prank gained more attention than the Joker
He's got
intended.
a lot of time on
when
his
police
hands.
Animal
chased down
abuse.
the English team's truck
That's a lot
so
of
that they
time
could
and money
retrieve
on your
Nessie's body.
hands that you got
That
to
is
do all
way
that.
too much.
Very sick prank, doing all that to a dead elephant seal. Number 4. Consuela Ross simply wanted to take some photos of the
Consuela.
scenery while walking on the banks of Loch
Simply
Ness
just taking a
with her
picture of the
daughter
rock,
and
you know,
granddaughter.
like
But the
people do.
50-year-old took home more than just images that day.
Come
Ross
on,
now claims to have witnessed the
man.
Loch Ness Monster
That was
and has
that
emerged to the surface to
100%
get some
fake.
air.
Come
when a
on, I
black
can
hump
Photoshop better
emerged
than
from
that.
Britain's biggest loch.
I'm pretty sure I
And you
legend
see my
has it that the
thumbnails.
creature
I can
appears
spray
along
paint
with the
that.
tremors on Earth and the swirling bubbles.
Oh, come
73-year-old
on!
Ross,
Couldn't she
Connie's
color that
husband,
in with a
said he
crayon?
regrets staying
They
in
stole
the
that
car
from the
park
Flintstones.
because he's also
That's the
a believer of the
Flintstones.
strange creature living in the loch. Number
The
3.
sightings suck.
Even though it was sighted in 1933,
What the
sightings
fuck?
of
I
the
don't know what
creature
the heck
on
that
land
is.
around
Rocks?
the loch reputedly date back to the 16th century. Modern interest in the monster was sparked
See
by
what I'm
a
saying? I'm
July
thinking it was
22nd,
either a shark or
1933
it ended up being some
People
type of
described
whale
the
now.
creature as
Like a
having a
dolphin or
large
Yeah,
body about
something had
4
his
feet
tail
high
going.
and
Now you're
25
making me
feet
a
long,
skeptic of this
narrow
one.
neck,
I don't like you no more.
slightly thicker than an elephant's trunk.
Well, it doesn't help
The
that
neck
this
had a
video
number
isn't
of
very
ripples in it.
convincing.
They saw no limbs because the animal was in the water. Not only has the Loch Ness Monster been photographed
Ew,
repeatedly,
That's
but
interesting.
it's also
That
been
one's
caught
like
on
a snake
videotape
thing.
as recently as 2007 and on sonar equipment. Unfortunately, however, the footage and photos are never clear enough to give a definite answer as to what the creature is. Some speculate it may be a plesiosaur, a descendant of old dinosaurs that survived the rest of the dinosaur population.
That's
And with
because
that,
it was in
it's
the
now
water.
time for today's subscriber pick.
Us.
Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across
That
a
was
photo
messy.
online and
That was
want to know
AI.
more details about it, just send
Good
it over
for
to us. We might even
ChatGPT
feature
was
it
like,
on a
"Give me
future
picture of the
video.
Loch Ness Monster."
It's very easy to be fooled by this picture. It seems
an
like
elephant.
it's the Loch
Uh-huh.
Ness Monster.
You can see the eyeball
But
too.
if you carefully zoom in, you'll be able to
But if
spot
you have
its
a
eyes.
brain in your skull,
It's actually
you see
an
it's
elephant who's in the water taking a bath. The picture's very real,
Poor drowning.
but sadly, not of the Loch Ness Monster.
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge. That's
Where did the voices change?
I don't know, it's very jarring.
Subscribe within the next 5 seconds. You'll get
Or a
10
spider
years of
will
amazing
get on
luck.
you.
Just try it. It really
He
works.
threatened me earlier.
Number 1.
Yeah,
a
threatened for a
long-awaited
spider. Now we're
confession.
gonna get good luck.
This story will blow your mind. In 1934, a doctor named Robert
His
Kenneth
mustache
Wilson
is cut
offered a
wrong.
picture to the
It's
Daily Mail
disturbingly
newspaper.
bad.
Wilson told the newspaper that he noticed
that guy's
something
sweater.
moving in the Loch Ness and stopped his car
Why
to
did
take
they
the
put
photo.
that cut there?
Wilson refused
That
to have
sweater
his
looks like
name
something I would wear
associated
during
with the
Christmas
photo, so it
in hopes
became
to get
simply
laid,
known
you know,
as
like
the
your
surgeon's
wife
photo.
gave you. And you have to
We've
wear
talked
it.
about it earlier. For decades,
worse than
this
a
photo
wedding
was
ring?
considered to
Yeah.
be the best evidence of the
We've already
existence
said
of the
this is
Loch
a
Ness
hoax.
Monster.
Why has it got
In
two spots on
1994,
this?
at the
This is
age
the
of
old guy.
93 and near death, Christian confessed that the surgeon's photo taken 60 years ago was a hoax, And the
look at
mastermind
him
behind
eyes.
it was his stepfather, Marmaduke Weatherall.
Even the monkey is
He
scared.
just wanted to fool everyone for decades. In the early
He just wanted to
1930s,
fuck with
sightings
us.
of the Loch Ness Monster became commonplace. So Sperling's stepfather was hired by the Daily Mail newspaper to investigate. He found some huge tracks leading
Some
to
dirt.
the lake that he proudly
this is
displayed
the
to
dirt,
the
all
press.
right.
When the Natural History Museum
on the case.
investigated, they quickly
Bigfoot.
discovered that the footprints were a hoax. Weatherall, the name of the stepfather, was humiliated when the newspaper reported this and for being fooled by the prank. For revenge, he asked his stepson, Chris Sperling, to make something that would fool the public. Sperling started with a toy submarine, then added a long neck and a small head. The finished product was about 45 centimeters long and 30 centimeters high.
Yes, and it has taken
Weatherall
2
then went down to
spots
the
of
lake
your
and took some
top
pictures
15
of the
/
so-called
top 10
monster.
list.
To add respectability to the hoax, he
That
convinced
thing has
Dr.
Jar
Wilson
Jar
That's what I
eyes.
was getting ready to say.
It's
To develop the
mutated
photo and
Jar
sell it
Jar.
to the Daily Mail.
Misa not the
We
luck
know
as a
it's a lot to
monster.
take in, but everything that you have known might just be a lie. People
No.
still believe that
think
there's a
so.
monster in the lake, and the rumors will definitely go on forever.
I say we go fight it.
That's our list of the 10 times the Loch
Let's
Ness
go fight
Monster
it.
was spotted
This?
in real life. Do you believe the
See what
monster's real?
happens.
Let us know in the comments. And if you
I
enjoyed
still say yes, but only because I like to get my hopes up.
This!
This,
I survived the place that Loch Ness Monster lives.
his house.
You know, there's probably a lot of people that could say that.
Me too.
Like everybody who lives there.
I survived it. She survived it. What if he's not even in Scotland and he's just at his house in like America
Just chilling
or something?
next to a pond. Like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
or it's his
where he
pool
lives."
in the back of his pool.
Let's check it out.
It's just
This
a floater.
is the Loch Ness Monster, a dangerous 20-foot marine animal that's believed to live in the waters of the Loch Ness, deep in the Scottish Highlands. You might think of Nessie as a mythical creature, but for over 1,000 years, people
That's a
have been
cool picture.
encountering a strange creature in the lake.
Over the years, I've seen these creatures 18 times.
And although there's been
I've
hundreds
fought
of
them
sightings in
too.
the past, no one has had the equipment necessary to provide concrete
Okay,
evidence
thank
that
you.
she's
Somebody
living
brought a
beneath the water.
smartphone
It just
to
so
this
happens
place.
that
No
the
one's
largest
had
hunt in history
the
is happening,
money.
with thousands
He's
of
wearing
people
Crocs. I like him
determined to
already.
find her. Well, they'll even
What
be
a
using
terrorist.
thermal drones to scan the entire lake.
Ooh,
Will we find
that's
her?
cool.
And if we do,
But when you see
will we
the
even live to tell the tale?
aren't fish like cold-blooded,
Here at
right?
Loch
So
Ness,
they
like
wouldn't be putting off that much
Basically,
heat.
my plan is
Oh,
simple.
right?
I'm going to be
Depends.
visiting 3 of the most famous locations where photographs have been taken. If you've
Hey,
never
look,
seen
number
it once
3.
before,
All the way on
you
land.
gotta frequent it. Right? Yeah.
Sure.
And also that thing, like way out there, I imagine it's a boat.
That's a pretty
Kind of could be
scenery,
Nessie.
though.
Am I wrong?
My plan
That's
is
really
simple.
cool. Mhm,
Make history as the man who proved
One
that
day
the
I'll
Loch
go
Ness
there.
Monster is real by capturing
there he
a
is.
I saw it.
high-resolution image of it. What I
Oh,
honestly
that's
think
another
is
one.
that there are quite
Nasty
literally
land.
thousands of
On that
people
last video
at
we
the
watched,
loch
that would have
today
been 20
searching
sightings
for
right
Nessie,
there.
capturing the attention from around the world as the largest Loch Ness hunt in history. If we're gonna find Nessie,
I love how they had
it's
their
gonna be today.
tents
the
on
biggest
top
Loch
of the
Ness meetup
van.
ever. Look at all these campers. There's a morning
they're ready-
briefing
they're
at
ready to
8:30.
see Loch
Like
Ness.
Look at
5
that!
minutes
Look at the
from
blue
here.
They are-
tent.
they are-
Telling
That thing
everyone
is
exactly what's gonna happen
huge.
today, where
That's
they're
a
gonna go,
house.
and send all the volunteers out along the loch
house.
to look for
That's
Nessie.
as
What
big
I didn't
as my
realize
house.
is that the Scottish people weren't that stoked to have me along for the hunt. But who doesn't love a good underdog?
Because you don't have a
All right.
Scottish accent.
At the briefing, nobody's talking to me. I've
I was
tried
gonna say Mike
numerous
we did.
emails. Might be because of some,
No, he doesn't.
undisclosed YouTuber. You know who you are. I've tried so many times to talk to
No.
somebody about Nessie. And
Is it us?
they won't-
I
They
don't
aren't
know
Is he
messing
what-
talking
around.
about us?
News
That's an inside
organizations
joke I'm not in
from
on, I
around
guess.
the world are here, hungry to be the first to capture Nessie on camera.
What
People
are we
have been
doing?
scanning the surface of a
got
Scottish
some
lake
big
for
arms,
centuries.
like
This weekend,
muscular.
there is a
Looks like
more
she could kick my ass,
ambitious
for
effort
sure.
to see if there's any truth to
A
the
baby
legend.
could.
There's like press here.
I'm sorry.
People like from the news.
I'm a big,
This
strong
is
man.
Alan. We're not going to talk about Alan, and you're about to see why.
Yeah, fuck you, Alan.
I hope you start talking about the Loch Ness Monster. That'd be cool.
Fortunately, last night we could not get the drones up due to the weather, but they will be doing it this evening. As you can see, the weather is in our favour today.
That's right.
Floods
scan
just
every
come
inch
out
of
of
this
nowhere
lake
once
with
he said
thermal
that.
imaging tonight.
We're going to be flying drones over there.
They're kind of banking on nobody finding this thing.
Nessie singing in the bathtub down
That was Titus.
Basically means that they're going to be able to see
That was Titus
through the water,
Defunkasaurus
leaving not even a
from
single
wrestling,
square inch
WWE.
unsearched, something that has never been done before. After the briefing,
that was
I
a thing.
attempted
I'm
to ask Alan a few
99%
questions,
sure
but
that was Titus.
quickly
I
shut
think
down.
it's Titus
was
O'Neil
definitely
is his
shutting me
last
out a
name.
lot.
I think
He did not want to talk to me. Every time I tried to talk to him, he like would not want to talk to me.
he
just,
was
like,
called the
put his shoulder out in
Funkasaurus.
front,
It was
like,
great.
Dude,
He'd come out
what is it?
dancing
What
with
gives?
his
I don't know what it is
funkadactyls,
about me. People just
and
don't
then he
like.
would go and jump on you and
Maybe
say
you guys can let me know down in the
"She,"
comments.
and then fly in the air and slam
Why
on
do
you.
you not like me? Is it my Crocs?
The Crocs.
Dude, what gives? Why can't I talk to somebody? Ugh.
That doesn't matter though. We're the too
It's
easy
not part
army.
of the
It
news.
really
We can find this
doesn't.
water
Let's get to
piece
the
on our
Loch Ness.
own,
Come
using
on.
our
It's
in-depth
probably the
research.
super
We headed to our
bright
first sighting
Crocs
spot
that
on
you're
the side of this
wearing.
crazy castle.
All right, I'm at the spot that recently John Payne grabbed a photograph of Nessie. I have an insane view of the lake. Like, there's no shot that I would miss Nessie if she came up. Also, there's a little something in the water that keeps
That's what I was getting ready
So
to
my
point
plan
out.
is to stake out here for a little bit, see if that thing moves, and see if we see anything before moving on to the next spot. I'm sure it's nothing. It kind of looks like nothing, but it's been bobbing
I'm
for
sure
a
it's
while.
nothing. It's
I
probably
can't tell if
He
it's
just
a
jumps
creature
off the
or
top
I'm a
rope and
binoculars
just
at home,
arm
so-
wrestles
What is
it.
that?
If it's a pipe, why is it there?
What is that?
That zoom in on that phone, damn.
That's crazy.
I can't even get to zoom in on an inch.
But I don't know what a pipe is doing there. That's just a random
Maybe
spot for a
somebody
pipe,
threw it in there.
right? Well,
Maybe Nessie
looks like
needed a
Alan's
little
out on his
breather.
boat.
Gotta investigate
Sure
this
wish I
pipe.
got invited. I still have to charter my.
Run it over.
My name is Mike Bell, and I'll be your skipper.
Why are he staring at me like that?
So just a quick few words.
Staring into
Before
our
you ask,
souls.
no. This is definitely not a tourist boat. This is serious business. I decided to ask our captain
Ew,
what we can
Crocs.
expect to
This is what
find.
the old
So
lady
you've
was
seen
saying.
Nessie before?
Seen something out here, man.
Would love it if they just didn't talk to him. It's like, what? Why don't I want to talk?
So you've seen Nessie out here before?
Just now, see that we
Yeah.
got with my fingers?
Yeah.
So we little fish were beneath the boat is.
Oh.
So about 4 years ago now, we were sailing around the castle and we caught that one.
Put your hands on the
A
wheel.
big long line.
Who's
that
driving
was somewhere between 15 and 20 feet long.
So this guy probably does this like multiple times a day, and he still has not seen this monster.
Swimming against the water's current.
No, the stars knows how many times you've seen the monster.
Sent off to Garmin to
Seen
make
him 3
sonar,
times.
and we just said, look, you know way more about this than I do.
Maybe.
What do you actually think it is? And they
Well,
were
he's been
saying
doing
they
this for
reckon
30
it's
years and
50
haven't
foot
seen
long, very
anything.
similar to when you scan over a whale with sonar. So we are pretty confident it was one big living creature.
A whale?
We're just also very confident it wasn't a whale that day as well.
Oh,
Wow,
thank
Mike,
you for answering
you're the
that.
guy.
I know it looks like I'm just floating.
What
about
an
on the
a-
lake,
no
but
wonder no
what I
one wants
just
to talk
learned
to
is
you.
that it's quite likely
Thanks, Mike,
that
for
there's a
telling me stuff.
20-foot
Oh my
creature
God.
lurking beneath the surface.
There are
Tired
a
of you
couple
telling me
ways,
stuff.
Actually, to find Nessie while we're on the boat. Obviously, I might see her over the water, which would be absolutely insane. But as Mike
Mhm.
just explained, a better shot might actually be using the thermal
Call them out.
technology on the boat.
I decided to
Oh.
take things up a level. Literally, by going up a level. I told you, this is a fancy boat. I mean, Alan's boat could only dream of 2 levels.
We just passed the part of the
Yeah,
lake
fuck you,
that our
Alan,
boat
for some
driver
reason.
last saw Nessie in 2019. There's a lot of popping spots here. We're hitting all the right spots.
I don't
So
know.
we're gonna
This
see
this
her,
video had like
honestly.
it had
It's
really
right
good.
around.
I'm pretty
I have a
stoked to
high
see her, but
expectation.
I also just
it had
realized
because it was like we're
credibility.
gonna
how
do
scary
this,
it would be if
we're
she
gonna do
just
this with our
surfaced next
drones,
to the boat.
and now
I'm
I just
talking
see him on a
Jurassic
tourist boat.
Park kind of
Did you
scary.
see that
I
yellow
should really
flash,
stop
though,
filming
in the
videos
water?
like this.
No.
All right.
That was
the
really
second
weird.
sighting we're on
Guess I'm
top
seeing
of
things.
right now. That's crazy.
Oh, and
The one
remember when I
that's
saw
fake.
at that first
Yeah.
spot?
Well, there's a rod in the water that I saw.
I thought that was a pipe.
After covering the surface of the lake, we headed towards our third location, and it seemed as if the news had heard about the lengths we were going to find Nessie. And suddenly, people wanted to talk.
My name's Isaiah Photo. I'm from Texas.
What have you been doing this weekend at Loch Ness?
So, out here looking for Nessie, obviously.
Are you the
And what would
news?
you hope to find today?
Hopefully we find Nessie,
Hoping
we
to find
her,
your number.
Swimming about and we can finally reveal her to the world.
I'm
And what will you say if you
here to
her?
find Nessie.
easy.
I
I even
guess.
found what seemed like a veteran Nessie hunter.
So you've been looking for Nessie for like 9 years.
I have been Nessie hunting for 9 years.
She said she has some
And I ain't
very
found shit.
valuable information
Yeah,
to
for
share.
real. Like
Like,
for a
Go
long
Canada.
time.
Woohoo.
You know, someone says, oh, it's a dog, oh, it's a butterfly, it's an eagle. I go, Nessie.
These glasses.
Okay?
Yeah.
Nessie.
No,
That's
I mean
credibility
Serious?
right
That's
there. Some people see a dog. I just
Yeah.
see the Loch Ness Monster.
Water.
Can't argue with that.
Turns out I was wrong. I'm as confused as you are right now.
That was not the type of interview I was.
You wanted to talk to some people.
Canada.
But we still have the most famous
You came from
sighting
Texas,
ever to
asshole.
visit.
What's
This
the
is
point?
where the most famous photo of Nessie was ever taken. In, I think, 1933. That's when that photo was taken. The one that everybody knows about and has seen a billion times was taken at this spot.
I've
I
only seen
immediately
it
saw
about
something
a
out of
half
the
a billion
ordinary.
times.
Just
Something
from sitting down, I've
Nessie
seen it at
shaped.
least 30 times. And I don't know why it's relevant.
It's been about
That's either
25
the
times
Loch
for
Ness
him.
Monster chilling at the edge of the lake, or it's a strange log.
I'm pretty sure that was a
Yeah,
stick.
it was a log.
All right, clearly haven't seen Nessie yet.
A lot?
Yet.
How
Tonight they're
was
going to
the
be
stick?
sending out
A log.
drones into the air with thermal imaging to scan the entire lake to see if Nessie is hiding at the bottom of the lake. So if Nessie's down there,
It'd be a hell of a drone because
theoretically,
the lock is pretty
will
long.
catch her. So
Like,
yeah,
miles
we're gonna find out
long.
today
Deep.
if she lives in this lake.
We may not have seen Nessie with our own eyes, but late that night they sent drones up to scan the bottom of this gargantuan lake. And even though
How?
I might not have
How
made
can you
history
scan the
that
bottom
day,
of it when
what
there's
the
a
drones
drone?
found
It's not a
might be the
submarine.
closest we'll ever get to finding out if Nessie is real. And for Nessie's sake,
You liar!
come on, watch
You
another
said you
video.
survived it.
You said you were going to scan it with drones. Or it's the last two. The first one was okay. The last two, I won't feel in it.
We need Bear Grylls to come out
I really
and
hope.
survive.
I hope this is not a letdown. This feels like it might be a little clickbaity. But Grandma here says she's seen it in 2023. So I hope.
And it's shocking.
Shocking!
Loch Ness.
Man, I hope this doesn't suck.
Behind me is Loch Ness, and this morning
Loch
in that
Ness.
exact spot there was a new sighting nobody can explain.
Kind of snake-ish. Wow, that's a little bit odd.
It drifted down as the
Slow.
current drifted.
I can't tell what that is.
This all happened after a £50,000 reward was
God
offered to
damn.
anyone that captures proof of the monster. So
In the
hundreds
water?
of scientists and volunteers like me have
Alan.
descended on Loch Ness this weekend.
This is the biggest hunt for Nessie in 50 years.
So it was time to meet
50
my
years.
competition.
Michael?
Pleased to meet you. I'm at location 4, where there's been a many sighting scene of the Loch Ness Monster.
I'll be checking in with you
Yes,
later.
come back later.
And that's when I met
I will
two
steal your
volunteers that claimed
evidence.
they'd already
I'm gonna
had a
steal it.
sighting.
Hey, I'm Matty.
I'm Aga, hello. I actually have got something.
Hello.
this morning.
Wow.
But was this enough to win them the money?
Whereabout were you guys when you saw this?
We were at Money?
to shoreline.
Home to one of the first
Oh, that
ever
is cool,
sightings
Castle.
of Nessie
That
back
is
in
a badass looking
1933,
castle.
which
I'm
looks
gonna buy
very
it.
similar to
I wonder
their
if it's got a sea
footage.
monster
I'm joining
in the
Matty
backyard.
and Aga out with their
It's
volunteering
It needs
spot.
one.
They think it's
I can't tell what
actually
that is.
the
Pretty
Loch
quickly, press
Ness
from all over the world
pond,
came to hear their
ocean,
story.
whatever you want to call it, but it's actually a
Everyone's
moat.
excited about the video
It's just
now.
But
protecting
unfortunately,
that
it wasn't long
big-ass
until I found the
castle.
culprit.
I think this may be what they spotted
that's
this morning.
lame.
It does kind of look like a monster. It's just a big log. I think we should
That's
probably move
lame.
on from this location.
This hunt has just gotten way more serious. There is a whole documentary crew here and some
That guy's
famous
hair.
American dude.
Hi, my name's Ken Gerhard. I'm honored to be a widely
And I'm
recognized
famous.
cryptozoologist.
Ew. Who? Logan Paul.
I've traveled all over the world searching for
guy
evidence
is
of
famous.
mysterious animals and legendary beasts that I call Bigfoot
Never heard of
nests. This evening we're going to be launching
I don't know you,
drones
man.
that have thermal imaging technology.
Yep, we've got tough competition, but I will do anything to win this £50,000.
I'm gonna be diving.
Me, Matty, and Aga have formed a bit of a team now. You two stay here. Watch
So she's
out
just like
until
running around
while I go
teaming
on
up
this
with
deep
random
scan
people, like,
boat
oh,
and
we're a
use the
team
new
now.
technology
Let me
to
get
scan below the water.
I'm
Sonar
gonna go here.
scanners are
We're a team now.
You guys
They
stay
basically
here.
detect movement
F
under the
you
water.
guys.
Back in
I'm going that
2020,
way.
An object the size of a transit van was
Something, girl,
detected.
Aga, you got something? Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
you got something.
Yeah, I found something. Kabonk.
70 meters down. It was like
She just whacked her right on the head and kept on going.
It's like we found it, huh?
But after spending hours on the boat,
Unfortunately, I didn't get any luck on the deep scanners.
it was time to meet up with one of the lead researchers in the film
Alan.
who may have beat us to capturing
Watch his
evidence.
name not even be out.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
No,
You
I
alright?
thought
There's
she
a bunch
said
of new
Ellen.
technology you guys are using. These hydrophones.
So he'll
that
talk
you're
to
sending
her, but
down,
not
they're
Croc's
listening
guy.
for
I
sounds
told
in
you it was the
loch.
Crocs.
Anything and everything.
Maybe
We
it's the
heard
fact
these
he's wearing
really
lipstick.
4 distinctive,
something
bizarre
to do with it.
sounds. We all heard it. It was on a speaker system. I went to go make sure that the MP3 player
cold
was
out
plugged
there,
in
okay?
to record it, and it wasn't. It was in my bag. I thought, no. I personally do believe there's something there, but I don't know what it is yet.
Alan came close, but hadn't
Alan.
managed to capture concrete
Alan.
proof of the monster.
No luck finding Nessie today. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I drove
You
15
rode a
hours
boat.
for this hunt. I barely slept
Never
these
mind.
last 2 days trying to find this goddamn monster. And still, Found nothing yet.
I was ready to give up.
Don't
but as
you
I was
lie to
driving
me,
back,
lady.
I bumped into
You
my
found a
volunteer friend
stick.
Michael, who'd been watching the lot.
I've been here
My other
since 9
teammate.
o'clock. No sightings. The day isn't over
Man,
yet.
we can
I
tell
moved
you've
here
been
in
out
May
since
so
9
that I
o'clock.
could be nearer to the loch. I'm hoping to do
Like
this
you've
for the
been-
next 30 years. I'm not going to
You've
give
been,
up.
partaking.
Yeah,
In
amazing.
the
I love it.
meantime,
Michael was
he
right.
gotta been
We've
doing
come too far
something.
to give up now. Volunteers
Face
have
looked
spent
like
My
it was
face
about
was
to
like that.
explode.
About 6
Scientists have
shots in, I
wasted
look
years
like that.
developing new technology. Plus, we can't let the Americans win this money.
This evening we're going to be
Hey,
launching
you.
drones.
So to prove once and for all if Nessie's real, we needed a new
Drones.
plan. Something nobody will dare do.
So I am now joined by Paul, expert scuba diver, part of
Paul.
Inverness Sub Aqua Club, to go below the water with my GoPro and get some great footage of hopefully the Loch Ness Monster. Do you believe in Nessie?
Of course we do.
Are you scared you might see him?
Do you know
Can
what?
you imagine being like setting
So
all
while
this
the
up,
boys
all this
lubed
tech,
up-
and you don't
Right,
even
it's
believe
time
in
to get
Nessie?
kitted up, guys.
No, I don't believe it. I'm just going out here, spend thousands
Off
on
we go.
equipment.
We headed
just
out to where
fuck
Alan
around
heard the
in rock.
noises.
Yeah, fuck these guys. I'm gonna do what I want. I
See
got the
for
money.
ourselves what's lurking below.
I'm quite nervous now. And the whole documentary team is here too. There's a lot of pressure to find this monster.
What the heck?
Even
She's
our
got
enemy was here to
like a
cheer me
cheap
on.
swimsuit on. These guys got diving suits on.
And I did it to myself.
Just like invited herself to all of them.
Now, because I'm not certified, only the scuba crew will be making the deeper and more dangerous plummet below the surface.
Where's your
I'll be
tank?
swimming out and snorkeling to guide them from above.
She's just going to be on the surface.
It's the fact that how
That
dark
sucks.
and deep it is. That's what freaks me out.
Some people that have had Nessie sightings have said, "Oh,
Fuck you.
Are they like
Creepy
scuba
again.
diving
You don't know
10
who you're
feet
gonna
off the
meet.
shore? Like,
But we've
they're
come
gonna
too
go out
far
in
for
it.
me to pussy out now.
Why'd she have to call that out? I can't swim.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah,
Because that would
I
be what happened
immediately
if I
started
did it.
drowning. I think it might have been the flippers. I've never worn these before.
So few people do this, right? That you know you're gonna have to refine the method.
And despite being somewhat traumatized, I headed straight back out there, determined to find Nessie. This
These
one's
flippers
for you,
are kind of hard to
Michael.
use.
And
Have you ever used them?
immediately, once before.
And she's
I've
off.
used them once and it went that badly.
Apologies. The time is now to find Nessie. I wish you both good luck.
I'm just gonna stare at you guys.
Good luck. Y'all are going to do everything.
I cannot see anything.
I was trying not to drown.
The waters are so strong.
Anyways, at
Titanic
first they
music
didn't
is
find
perfect.
anything too unusual.
The guys have been down there.
There's a conspiracy theory about the Titanic.
Yeah?
And then it got a lot more
Yeah, no. Yes, though, 100%. No, that the guy who owned the Titanic and the other shipwright.
But the deeper the
one
guys
of
dived, they had no idea.
it wasn't the
what they were
queen,
about
not
to
the
find.
queen, right? He had 3 ships, and it wasn't his. It was the Titanic was the biggest one, and then there was 2 of the same ones. But one of them was really old, right? So he he switched the names, changed the rusty one to the Titanic, wrecked that one to get all of his money and kill his competitors. So that way, then he could use the real Titanic
£50,000.
to
Guys, this has
actually
been one
be
of the
boating
funnest weekends of
around.
my life. And whether you think this is
Yeah, it was
all
really
bollocks
weird.
or
It
not,
was
I think
really
there's just
weird. I
something
just heard
truly
that
so
today.
magical about seeing people come
Alan
together from all
reveal.
over the world and try and solve this mystery.
So without further ado, it's time to show you the footage we captured.
We saw no mystery.
They're not that far off the shore, though. Oh, that's great.
And although
That's
we didn't
great.
actually find
Dajira!
Maybe, just maybe, he's still out there for one of you to find.
you hoes better
For me?
subscribe or Nessie gonna eat your ass.
She's gonna eat my ass.
I love that.
My ass.
Oh, that was great. You better subscribe or Nessie's going to eat your ass.
Well,
I absolutely loved that one, but it didn't convince me at all.
I'm a little upset now that I'm not feeling. I want to quit this. I don't like the thinking.
I love
I'm not
ruining
real.
all of these for you. This is great.
All right, but like I said, I think next one should be Skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers?
Yes.
I know
Skinwalkers.
nothing about Skinwalkers.
Well, like I said, supposedly they're supposed to be either someone sold their soul to be able to have magical powers, a witch basically, or shaman start like Indian shamans called on the gods or whatever to have the abilities to protect their towns and stuff, or their.
Do they eat people?
From what I know, they do anything and everything. Like some people say deer are skinwalkers, coyotes. It's just there was one video where you see this person running and then all of a sudden they form into a deer. Like somebody's driving their
so they're
car.
what was that book series? Oh, you're too young. There's a book series where the kids turn into animals.
Yeah. Or like the new movie, the Nine Tails Tiger or something.
No, I don't know.
The Tiger's Apprentice. Sorry.
Oh, so they're all druids.
Basically, like it's a kid goes and meets this master tiger changer man, and goes and fights bad guys.
Oh, okay.
It looks like it's going to be good.
So skinwalkers, okay.
Yes,
all right, well,
yes.
I can get down on some
Very creepy stuff. Don't say it 3 times though, because then supposedly
is that a thing?
Supposedly, the more you say them, the more they come.
Skinwalkers.
Now I gotta leave, and I'm gonna get eaten.
Well, thank you for joining us today. Hope you all had fun because we did.
And if you don't subscribe, Nessie will eat your ass.